Hi, today we will see a topic about Hadoop in data analytics. So Hadoop, it is a programming framework which is going to support a large amount of data and which needs a fast processing of such information. So Hadoop, it is a Java based programming framework which is going to support big higher storage as well as a faster data processing, especially in a distributed environment. And it can handle data which is in the format like a structured one, unstructured one, and semi-structured data also. And it is a very cheaper one, and it can run on any commodity hardware, that is any portable devices you can install on it, and you can start working on it. And then it has a robust community, and it has a provision towards scalability also. So what is a Apache Hadoop? So it is a big data tool, and it is a software framework which can be used to process a large data set, and especially these data sets are distributed among many cluster of computers. And it uses a very basic programming model called MapReduce, and it can scale both in higher level as well as at the lower level. That is, it can scale up and down from one server to thousands of servers. So, and each server, it has its own computation and storage area. And the libraries which is available in the Hadoop, it is prepared in such a way, or it is designed in such a way that it can handle many type of failures at the application level, and it can provide a higher performance over the cluster of the nodes whichever it is connected. So if you see in the picture, you can see the people can work at the some of the only devices which we call it as a master, and these masters can assign those work whichever received from the user to some of the lower level devices called slaves. So on the whole, Hadoop, it is a master slave architecture, and this Hadoop, it is created by Doc Cutting, and he delivered or he presented his work in Yahoo. And some of the companies which is started supporting this Hadoop framework is IBM, Cloudera, MapR, and Hortonworks. So Apache Hadoop, it follows a master slave architecture. So master node, it is responsible for assigning the various levels of task to several nodes, slave nodes. And also it manages the resources and maintains the metadata. That is, all the description about the informations are being stored in the master node. Whereas these slave nodes, it is responsible to perform the actual computation, and it can store the real data. We have to know what is the difference between Hadoop and RDBMS. So we have several parameters for comparison. So let's see one by one. The first one is the data variety. So Hadoop, it can use structured, semi-structured, or unstructured formats of data, whereas in RDBMS we can use only the structured data. That is, certain formats of data should be available. The combinations of data cannot be supported in an RDBMS. The second one is data storage. So as I told you already, so it can Hadoop can support a larger amount of information in terms of terabytes or petabytes, whereas in RDBMS the average size is it is only gigabits. In terms of querying, so Hadoop uses the programming or a querying language called Hive query language, whereas in RDBMS it uses a structured query language. Hive, it supports or it helps us to retrieve information which is of in any format. And if you see the schema, so it Hadoop supports the dynamic schema. So on the go you can read the information as well as it can be used for retrieval, whereas in RDBMS we have to use only the static schema, that is which is in the write format. In terms of speed, so processing the information, so both the read and write are in a faster manner, whereas here the reads are only faster enough. In terms of cost, as I told you already, it is it is a cheaper one when compared to the other one. And in terms of downloading it, it is free, whereas here it is licensed one. RDBMS is a licensed software. And use cases, so if you see where we can uses Hadoop framework. So it especially it is used for data discovery. That is, if you have large amount of information and you want to retrieve certain informations which is of incomplete or not available or missing with some missing information. So Hadoop is the best place, or Hadoop is the best software where you can retrieve such information. And it is also used in analytics like audio, video and logs, etc. Whereas in RDBMS it is used for online transactions only. In terms of data objects, so RDBMS it uses the relational tables, whereas in Hadoop it uses the key value pair. And throughput, that is if you see the terms of efficiency, Hadoop provides a higher efficiency, whereas in terms of efficiency in RDBMS it is low when compared to Hadoop. And scalability, so both the RDBMS and Hadoop provides scalability, but they have the different formats of supporting it. Hadoop follows the horizontal format, whereas in RDBMS it supports a vertical. And hardware profile, so if you see, Hadoop is very cheap and it can be used as a commodity or utility hardware, whereas RDBMS it can be used only in the servers which is at higher level. And integrity, if you see the RDBMS it is used as the ACID property, so the integrity is higher, whereas here in Hadoop the integrity is low. And again it has its own theorem, or it has its own formats which we call it as a CAP, that is consistency, availability and partial tolerance. So this is these are the three different parameters which is being supported in Hadoop. So if you see on the whole, if you see the difference between Hadoop and RDBMS, it is there in one picture. So Hadoop it is an unstructured format and the data throughput will be in a higher level, and it is horizontally scalable, and it uses analytical processing. And if you see the query performance, it is slow when compared to RDBMS and uses the CAP theorem. Whereas in RDBMS it uses structured data, and the throughput is low when compared to Hadoop, and it is vertically scalable, and it is used for online transaction processing, and the query performance is faster, and it uses the ACID properties. So with this I will stop. Thank you.